Dear friends, welcome again with study content based on thermodynamics. I hope now you all are familiar with the term thermodynamics. So today we'll start with properties of system. After that, state of system and thermodynamic equilibrium. Measurable properties of a system can be divided into two types: extensive properties and intensive properties. Then what are extensive properties? The properties that depends on the mass or size of the system are known as extensive properties. These properties are additive, such as volume, mass, energy, internal energy, etc. The value of the extensive property is equal to the sum of extensive properties of smaller parts into which the system is divided. And second one, intensive properties. The properties that are independent of the mass or size of the system are known as intensive properties, such as refractive index, surface tension, density, temperature, boiling point, freezing point, etc. of the system. These properties do not depend on the number of moles of the substance in the system. It is the importance of this property. One important more thing: if any extensive property is expressed per mole or per gram or per ml, it becomes an intensive property. Now we proceed with state of system. When macroscopic properties of a system have definite values, the system is said to be in a definite state. Whenever there is a change in any one of the macroscopic properties, the system is said to change into a different state. Thus, the state of a system is fixed by its macroscopic properties. Now, we need some variables to define the state of the system. What are the variables? The variables which need to describe a state of the system are known as state variables. Since the state of a system changes with the change in any of the macroscopic properties, these are called state variables. It also follows that when a system changes from one state to another state, there is invariably a change in one or more of the macroscopic properties, such as pressure, temperature, volume, mass, and composition are the most important variables. In actual practice, it is not necessary to specify all the variables because some of them are independent. For example, in the case of a single gas, composition is not one of the variables because it remains always 100%. Further, if the gas is ideal and 1 mole of the gas is under examination, it obeys the gas equation. You all are familiar with the gas equation that is known as PV is equals to RT, where R is the universal gas constant. Evidently, if only two of the three variables, what are the three variables? Pressure, volume, and temperature, are known, the third can be easily calculated. Let the two variables be temperature and pressure. These are called independent variables. The third variable, generally volume, is said to be a dependent variable as its value depend upon the values of pressure and temperature. Thus, the thermodynamic state of a system consisting of a single gaseous substance may be completely defined by specifying any two of the three variables such as temperature, pressure, and volume. And lastly, we study about the thermodynamic equilibrium. A system in which the macroscopic properties do not undergo any change with the time is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. Suppose a system is heterogeneous. If it is in equilibrium, the macroscopic properties in the various phases remain unchanged with time. Actually, the term thermodynamic equilibrium implies the existence of three kinds of equilibria system. These are thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, and chemical equilibrium. One by one, we teach thermal equilibrium, mechanical equilibrium, and chemical equilibrium. Firstly, we start with thermal equilibrium. A system is said to be in thermal equilibrium if there is no flow of heat from one position of the system to another. This is possible if the temperature remains the same throughout in all the parts of the system. Second one, mechanical equilibrium. A system is said to be in mechanical equilibrium if no mechanical work is done by one part of the system on another part of the system. This is possible if the pressure remains the same throughout in all parts of the system. There will be no mechanical work in the system. The third one and last one for today is chemical equilibrium. A system is said to be in chemical equilibrium if the composition of the various phases in the system remains the same throughout the system. Now, I finish today's topic at this point, and tomorrow we will continue the next part of the thermodynamics one. Thank you.